There is nothing more exciting than new products, and that's exactly what I've got here. This is the Lume Cube LED light panel, which is also bi-color, and they actually sent this over to me about a week ago, and so I'm super excited to tell you guys a little bit about this panel and why you might want to consider picking one up to throw in your light kit. What's good, creative fan? Brandon Washington here. First of all, thank you so much for checking out this video. If it's your first time, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button, because this channel is all about filmmaking gear, tips, and tutorials. But in today's video, we are taking a look at this guy, which is the Lume Cube bi-color LED light panel. Now, as I mentioned before, this is Lume Cube's first ever LED light panel. And anytime a company like Lume Cube, who's been crushing it in one area for lighting, decides to hop into something new, I'm always super interested in how they're gonna take kind of like their approach to something that's already kind of been in the industry. I mean, LED light panels are not anything new, but whenever you have a new company that decides to come into the space and decide to try something, I love to see what they do. And realistically, you can look at this product and tell that they have tried to go their own route in a lot of different ways. Now, first of all, let's go ahead and jump into the box and let me tell you guys what you get with this. So obviously you're going to actually get the Lume Cube light panel itself, which is this guy right here. It also comes with this nice little slip-on diffuser, which is really helpful because, I mean, when you're dealing with LED light panels, especially something this small, the light can be very harsh. So anything you can get to actually diffuse it is super, super helpful. The other thing that you're gonna get inside of the box is this guy here. This is a nice little cloth. Great to carry this thing on, especially if you wanna just throw it in your bag and not have to pack it all up in a box like this. And then you're also gonna get a charging cable for it, which is, you know, obvious, you wanna charge it. But then one thing that's actually really cool that comes with this is it actually comes with a cable that is going to allow you to charge your own devices using it. That's right, so this thing is not only a LED light panel, but it's also a charging brick, and you use this little adapter in order to actually use it to charge things like your cell phone or maybe other accessories, which is super helpful. And then last but certainly not least, you're also gonna get this really, really nice little adapter. It's a cold shoe adapter, and so with the cold shoe adapter, you're able to actually attach this directly to the top of your camera. So for example, here, I'm actually gonna go ahead and just screw this on to the bottom of the Lume Cube, which you can have a nice little thread right here on the bottom. You basically just thread this on. So you can thread that guy on, and then you can easily just slide it onto the front of your camera like so. And now you are ready to go. And honestly, this is a perfect setup, especially for like events. I can't tell you how many times I've been like, you know, shooting a wedding or shooting, you know, really any kind of like maybe end of the year party or something like that, where this setup here is so helpful. When you're in a dark room and you're having to get those shots in low light situations, just having a nice little diffused LED panel on top of your camera is a game changer, and it can really make the difference. I mean, I've even used it with like RGB setups before to be able to get some really cool shots. And I can tell you that having a nice little LED panel on top of your camera is huge. Now, as I said before, this is just a bi-color, so it's not RGB. So what you're gonna get with that is you're gonna be able to get color temperatures that are gonna range anywhere between 3200 Kelvin to 5600 Kelvin. On top of that, this thing has brightness ranges that go from 5% up to 100%, and it adjusts at 5% increments. So you can set that exactly however you need it. And then when it comes to battery life, if you're running this thing at 50% brightness, this thing will last you about 3 hours, but if you run it at 100% brightness, it'll last you about 90 minutes, so about an hour and a half. Now, of course, as I mentioned before, this thing does have a actual rechargeable battery inside of it, so you can charge it up using the USB cable that's provided, but it also has a power out. So it's going to be able to charge things like iPhones and small accessories. So it does have a nice little power out bank. Now that is a 5 volt, so you know, use it as you will. That's why I say it's really good for things like smartphones. You're not gonna be able to charge anything crazy with it, but it is cool that it comes with that in the box. It's clear that when they designed this thing, that simplicity was at the forefront, because there's really not too much going on. There's only 3 buttons here. So you've got a power button that doubles as the mode. That's gonna allow you to switch back and forth between the color balance and the actual brightness intensity. And then you have a up and down or a plus and minus button that's gonna allow you to increase the intensity or increase the actual color balance. You know, when it comes to my overall experience with this light, I mean, it's been great. I mean, first of all, the size is definitely super helpful. I mean, this is my iPhone, and you can see that it is no bigger than an iPhone. Honestly, if I put these both in the bag at the same time, I probably would get the two confused. But I will say that this thing is perfect. The weight of it's great. I mean, it gets super bright. I mean, I'll turn it on just so you guys can kind of see it right now, and I mean, like, this thing is incredibly bright. You can see that it completely fills in. It actually blows out this side, and right now I have it at 100% brightness, but this thing is really, really bright, and it's gonna pretty much be able to handle anything you're trying to do. Especially if you're trying to use it as an accent light, or, you know, have it as like some of these lights like I have here. I've actually used this in one of my last videos, so you probably wouldn't even notice it, but it's really, really helpful to have a nice bright light like this, and something that's small enough that you can just throw in your bag and not have to worry about it, whether you're using it for vlogging or you're using it as a practical light or just a kicker light or a hair light, something like that in your scene. Super, super helpful to have something this small. But let me know what you guys think. I mean, as I said, this is a new light. Obviously, Lume Cube has just entered into the LED light panel, and I'm super excited to see what they do in this space, if they're gonna continue to improve on it, if this is just step one, I don't know. We'll see, but ultimately, this is a really cool light, and I definitely think you guys should consider it. But thank you guys so much for checking out this video. If you have any questions or if you have any comments, leave those down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.